Hey everybody, Sleepy Little Plazic, Zazoo Plazz. Wow, that's some weird kind of bird. I'm back in the woods. I got out here early enough. I actually hiked through. There's the pond. There's somebody's house over here. They're probably looking at me like, what's that lady over there? I got my shirt right side out this time. This is the shirt I wore to the Eagle Scout thing last year, inside out, but hey, I'm doing real good. I'm putting my shirts on right side out. That's progress. Just for all of you who are feeling like you need to compare yourself to somebody, I'm comparing myself against myself from last year who couldn't put her shirt on right side out. So I'm doing great. September 25th, 2022. I'm back. Oh, it feels really good to be out in the woods again. The bugs are almost gone. Great, I love this time of year. And I'm up on a hill here, so I can see down into the pond. This is a great spot. I've never been here before. There's some kind of weird bird. There's a nice breeze. Feels good. And I got a different kind of tree here. It's sort of a nice little tree. It's very supportive. And a little bit of foliage. I took some pictures on the way out, but not much yet. Still feels good. There's a breeze. So my mother-in-law's birthday today. Wishing her very happy. Mom P, I've always called her. 93 today. She wouldn't be happy if she knew that I said how old she was, but she's still younger than Queen Elizabeth. She's 93, wow. So God bless her. She's still going strong, still living on her own. She's doing great. My husband made her for her birthday. He made her a little, poor lady. She had to wait till 93 till she got her platform. You come out she's got one of those ranch houses, from like the 50s or whatever it was. And you come out of her back, you come out the back door. There's a carport. You go in and go throughout the back door. And there's like a platform you stand on. She used to hang her clothes on the laundry line, and she probably still does. And then there's a front door that you can go in, but never, hardly ever. Mostly people would go through their back door. So for years, I'd go over her house, and she had this like platform, and I wonder, it's probably why she's 93, because you go out and it's like one of those, those toy things that you kind of have to, when you were a kid, you have to like balance on them. There's like a board over like a little ball or something, even at the gym. Those little like half bouncy balls, and then you stand on them. You put like a board on top and you try to keep your balance. It's like being on the ocean. That's what her little platform was for many years. It was all rotten. The poor woman, every time she comes, but she was used to it, So then you come visit her, you're like, But she'd be on there, and she'd be fine because she was used to the dysfunction of her back step. So, the moral of this little story, and there is one, is, I wasn't going to talk about this coming on here, but I guess I am, is, here's the plane. We humans are very resilient. We're very resourceful, right? And it could be that the very thing that you think is wrong in your life has been put there to make you stronger, you see? And more resilient. So let's say she never had that platform, right? It was always perfect. Well, then she wouldn't have built up the muscles to, balance herself. See? So when we start to go into this whole, oh, life is, not fair, and of course we're going into Libra season, and her birthday is today. And one thing I found out astrologically is that her sun is exactly conjunct my ascendant in my first house. So your ascendant is your rising sign, right? That's the sign that was like on the horizon when you were born. It's what you appear to be to the world. So I guess my husband must have looked at me and seen his mother. Because when your sun is conjunct somebody's ascendant, you seem to be like that person. It's not, and also she and I have always, gotten along fine. In fact, she gives me lots of presents. She's given me lots of presents over the years. I don't know what to show you first. I'll show you this. I don't know which way you put it. Let's do this one first. It's like a heart, isn't it? It's a spoon rest. She likes red, round things. Everything. She gave me these like silicone mats for my microwave. And of course they're all round and scalloped and everything is like red and round. And I'm kind of a rectangular person. I really don't like round things because they just don't fit anywhere in my life. I like right angles. But anyway, so she gave me this. Look, it's got a little hook on it so you can hang it. See? And then, so see, it kind of looks like, anyway, so the way it's ingenious, because you could put two spoons here, see, and they rest, see that? You can do many things with this. You could find many uses, but see, so you rest your spoons there, and the handles come out here, and when you're cooking. See, that's the thing about Zazoo Plazz, right? I got spoons in my apron pockets. So there's this. You could do lots of things. And then she's given me many signs. She's one of those. She likes to go into those home stores, the home mega stores, and get signs like this. Do what you love what you do. Now, she's given me many signs over the years, and a lot of them say, you don't know how much you're loved, how much, more than you think, and then, it's like she was shouting from my walls. So I've circled them in and out over the years, because, with the big letters, it's like in caps, on social media, it's like somebody's yelling at you. So I kind of had to, redistribute some of those to my husband's man cave. But I kept this one in the kitchen because I do agree with this. Do what you love what you do. Isn't that nice? So this speaks to me because, it's simple, isn't it? Do what you love and love what you do. So some things in life, you don't have a choice, right? You got to do the dishes, you got to do the laundry, you got to make your meals, although I like to cook. You got to pay your bills, right? You got to do those little boring things every day, and then whatever. You get called for jury duty and you don't really want to go, but you need a little time to think about it. But if you think about it too much, you'll never go. Stop. Okay, so that's this part, right? What you do, it doesn't matter. all of us have to do these things. We have to pay the rent. We have to pay the So, but if you find a way to love doing those everyday things and make them into a sort of a meditative thing, right? Chopping wood. You have to be present to a certain extent, because you don't want to go there. Yeah, like mowing the lawn, right? My husband went out and mowed the lawn. You have to be there to the extent that you don't, mow over your foot. But then the other part of the brain that's not being used to fold the laundry or mow the lawn can, be free to kind of, you know, um, do a spiritual thing. It's like a practice, You can just, it's a time to get off your electronics and either, and channel or really, offer that time up as your meditative, sort of let the ideas come through you, right? And that's how you make it, that's how you love what you do. So the next time, you get to do that chore, you'll be like, oh, it's an opportunity to get off the screens, and be with myself and my thoughts, right? So that's, you can put love into everything you do. It doesn't matter. And do what you love is the other side of it. So there has to be balance, right? Because Libra, we're in Libra, the sun's going into Libra. There's some balance. But there's some Virgo energy going on. There's a lot of retrogrades and things going on right now. But it's good. Yeah, it's a time when you can think about what you love to do in life, and actually take definite steps to get there. Detail-oriented little steps. So do what you love, right? What do you love? It's a time, this is your time, right? This is the stuff that everybody has to do who's living in a physical body on the earth. But the part of you that is immortal, that is spiritual, that yearns for more, right? What do you love? What makes your heart sing? That is the part that stands out. See, it's in red. The rest of it is blue, and then there's a little green here, see? But it all could, if you just do what you love, say it's for me, right? I could spend all day looking at astrology and meditating and da-da-da-da. But then I'd be hungry and, I wouldn't have taken a shower, and the bills have to get paid and the laundry wouldn't get done. And, how long would that last? That's not good. But when I find myself doing too much of that stuff, I start getting a yearning kind of comes through. It's a yearning. It's not just a tiredness of body, but it's a tiredness of soul, right? You ever feel that? That's what happens when you're too much into the day-to-day, right? You're not living for anything. You're not doing what you love enough. I gotta thank my mother-in-law for that. Okay, so, and then the song that came up today. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? God, where's my... I got my little handy-dandy thing here. My little flashlight I can use to illuminate. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh yeah, the Lord sets captives free. Lazarus. Polarity. Oh man, injustice. Is that, I skimmed the readings today. It's the Lord sets captives free. And when I read that, I thought, Sting, free, free, set them free. That one? Okay, so it was, that's the song, if you love somebody, set them free. June 1985 that came out. And I know because that's when I was in Spain. And that's the #1 song that I think of from that time. Yeah. everything we see that we want to possess, right? Oh my gosh, that's great. Lock it up and throw away the key. Thank you, Sting. That's all some people ever wanted in the gilded cage, right? Oh my God, that's powerful. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I want to kind of talk about today. Oh, it's from his album, The Dance of the Blue Turtles. He had this dream. What the heck was that? There's something moving in the woods over there. Okay. Yeah, Prince. Sting had this dream about like blue turtles, you know, trampling over his garden, and it turned out just to be his bandmates or something. But I think that's around the time the police broke up, and he kind of went out on his own. So, it's probably a little bit of that and a little bit of Sting really not being the kind of person who wants to, you know, be in like a forever kind of, permanent, binding relationship kind of thing. I think he's been with with Trudy, his partner. I don't know. She's wife, partner. I think they were together a long time. I don't know if they're still together, but it's, Sting is a really cool person. And he's way ahead of his time. So I like that. And he's not saying that you shouldn't be married, that you shouldn't be in a committed relationship or something. What he's saying is there's a certain nuance there where, if you, he doesn't want to be owned, right? And I think there's a new consciousness dawning on this. The concept of owning something, whether it's land, owning, taking someone's name, taking someone's, expecting that you're going to do this and this and this, and you're going to obey me, and you're going to blah, blah, blah. My son, calling people like, my mother-in-law gave me this mug, and I talk about it every year. It's something about my daughter-in-law. My daughter-in-law. She never had a daughter. She just had a son. So she said that she looked at me as her honorary daughter, which is really sweet. And then there's this picture of us on the mug, with the hair, crazy hair, and colorful dresses and things. So to her, I'm a reflection of her. I'm like the daughter she never had, right? But she doesn't own me. She's not really my mother, you see? And even my mother didn't own me. My mother was someone who brought me here to teach me certain lessons, and she brought me into the world. Now she's gone. But you see what I mean? She's a free spirit. My mother always was a free spirit. She had a way of she certainly owned a lot of things. My dad is still trying to get rid of her clothes and things. But there's a way to be in relationship that's equitable, right? That's even, where each person's creativity, each person's unique flame, unique spark is honored, right? And set free to become, right? And insofar that a relationship enables two people to get farther spiritually than they would individually, that's a good relationship. If one person is holding the other person back, not even meaning to, but if there is a feeling of that by one or the other, that's what he's talking about. You can't make somebody be with you, who doesn't want to be with you. You can't make somebody into the image of what you want them to be. You can't force things, natural things, of which, we humans we're spirits in a material world. Oh, I'm in a sting mood today. But there's Lazarus, right? The guy with that always used to creep me out as a kid. The Lazarus, the guy with the sores, kind of lounging and, eating the scraps from the rich man's table. It's just like, you know. And there's the rich guy with his, in his golf course resort, right? With the walls and the gates. You know what I'm talking about. Um, who he easily could have invited Lazarus in, helped him out, given him a job, or had him come in for a meal once in a while, smallest little thing, but he didn't. And then when the rich guy died, not to say that being rich is a bad thing. That's not what Jesus is saying. He's saying that we have an opportunity every day to give, to even things out so that, it's the scales, the balance, right? You have extra. The other person has not enough. See? There's plenty. The thing is, the universe has plenty for everybody. But for some reason or another, it's in the perception of what you have. You see? So if you feel that you don't have enough, you have to possess everything you see. I gotta hold this because I don't have enough. When I was a kid, I didn't have enough. I was poor. I didn't have enough love. I didn't have enough clothes, shoes, dolls, time to be a kid, whatever. What is our inner child needing? Recognition. I need you to pay attention to me because nobody ever paid attention to me. I need you to listen to me, But these are the things we need to do for ourselves. And our angels are here to help us with that, to be aware of. And I've been hearing Archangel Gabriel is the one to sort of put us on the path to clarity, to seeing what is pure, what is, real. What is the highest loving, nature that we can aspire to here on this spinning ball in space. And sometimes we want things, right? We go shopping. Now, I'm just as guilty of this. I used to go to these expensive stores and once I realized that I really didn't want any of that stuff, that what I wanted was the unusual stuff, I started shopping thrift stores, realized I get a bigger kick out of getting a brand name item there for like $6. And I wear one season, get sick of, throw out, or if it's still good, gift or whatever. I get a bigger kick out of that and the experience of going and shopping for new stuff on my budget than I do going and buying one item at some super schmancy fancy shop where it'll be out of style and, or fall apart. Except for LL Bean. I have to say, I like LL Bean and I shop the clearance rack. Because that's where you find really good stuff that didn't sell from the previous season. But you have to go like now for summer stuff. Anyway, that's my little tip of the day. And that's another thing about my mother-in-law. See, I gotta share another little story. Yeah. So, whenever we go shopping, this was an otherworldly experience. Shopping with my mother-in-law. You go in the store with her, and she would be, because she's so much air, she's a Libra with all these air signs, you go in the store like one of those, you know, stores, Marshalls, those name brand discount places, which are great, but you walk in the door and she disappears. She would literally, I mean, I swear, I'd walk around the whole store and I couldn't find her. Once my mom and I went with her on Mother's Day. We always used to go to the buffet restaurant, have Mother's Day brunch, and then we'd go over to Marshall's and buy, shop for Mother's Day gifts for each other. And so my mom and I, oh geez. Hello, squirrel. Hello. Oh, you're the one who's making all that noise. There's a squirrel there. Hi, Sandy. So my mom and I are like, where is she? Where's Mom P? We're together shopping the shoes, and my mother would always go in a very, orderly fashion around the store. The same, my mother-in-law would go. She'd run off somewhere. And then, so he said, okay, we'll meet at the front door in half an hour. So we'd be in the store, we'd be looking for her, and all of a sudden you'd hear this oh, Pauline and Leslie, please go to the front desk. And she paged us. We thought we were looking for her, and she was looking for us. She had already gotten her thing, paid for it, gone through all the thing, and she was standing there pretending that to be waiting for us. When all this time, my mom, like, where did she go? She just ditched us and went, it's like she would fade into the mists through the racks. She would sort of go, I think she really used to go to another dimension. See, my mother-in-law, she's on the earth with the rest of us, but when she would go and do what she loved, which was shopping and talking to people, she'd go to some other dimension where she would become crystalline, and she would sort of ethereally shop and then, come back down and pay for it. I don't know how she would check out, but because I never saw her in the checkout. I never saw her, like, I don't know. One time she said she went out of Kmart and a shoe had dropped into her bag, so it was just one shoe, from the, like, because she always used to carry these huge bags. And sometimes you used to go, Kmart's not even around anymore. But she said the shoe jumped in her bag, and then she had to go and bring it back. These are the kinds of things that would happen to me when I was dating my husband. Like ice cream would jump out of my hand and, fall onto the ground, and somebody would go, hey, can I have a spoon? But, so that's the nature of air, right? That's what air is. Air is just, you can't own the air, right? You want to own it, but you can't. It's the nature of air to just be floating around. Not like water, Water, definitely. You can feel it, you can see it. It's refreshing. Earth, standing on the earth. I got the tree here. Okay, well, it's getting dark. So, time for me to go. Heat up my leftover split pea soup. I got a lot of work to do. But yeah, I'm going to try to pace myself this week. But anyway, so Zazoo Plazz, signing out. Lots of weird noises in the woods. I got to get out of here. Until next week, Zazoo Plazz. Happy Autumn Equinox. Or Spring Equinox. And I don't know if I have any Australian followers, but most of us are in the northern hemisphere, so happy welcome fall. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.